Hi friends, MD Vegan. I make a cherimoya pudding today with a plum butter on top. Hey, yeah, it's a little bit fancy breakfast because I am so fascinated by these for two things. The cherimoya, this is a cherimoya, in case you don't know. I would have known either. Cherimoya is from South America originally. Now they have it everywhere. It's such a wonderful fruit. And now here in Europe here, and they also have it in Spain. They grow it in Spain. They're a little bit tropical climate or subtropical climate they need, so it needs to be warm. And but it's a wonderful fruit, really. It's so many. You can do so many things with it. You can make a custard with it, or just blending it. The cream, and the fruit inside has a lot of fiber. That's the point of this recipe. One of the points. You're blending fruit that has a certain amount of fiber. Then you can turn it into textures you would never believe. A pudding-like textures here, custard-like textures, yeah, like a cream, a thick cream. Today I want to make a pudding a little bit and top it with a plum butter. I'll show that in a moment. I have to do two blendings today. I wash the blender in between, but I will come to that in a moment. So first again, this cherimoya has a wonderful light flavor. It tastes sweet and sour in a wonderful combination. Really very nice, very unique, and I like it a lot, this flavor. I don't have that often, but sometimes they bring it in our health food shop. It's a good shop. They get always you know, also sustainable food. They have a little bit an eye on that. They know the vendors, and so I know that shop, their owner, for decades now, and he's reliable, so I get a good product here. I know that. And inside there's a problem with the cherimoya. Inside there is these pits, you know, like they're very hard. You hear it, yeah, it's like stones. There's from one cherimoya, and they're very hard, and you have to get them out because you cannot blend them too hard, and that is a little bit of work. It takes some time to cut this guy up, open in slices, and then get the little pits out, but it's all worth it. I'll show you in a moment what happens when I blend it. So as I said, the background story is all plants produce fiber. Fiber has been usually known as that in the food what we cannot digest. First they thought, that's just not necessary, we don't need it anyway. It's called fiber. It's something you throw away anyway. But now we know more and more. Medical science continues, and we learn fiber actually is one of the most important things in a plant food, because the fiber makes the food healthy. It makes the sugar healthy, and it makes the fat healthy, and the protein too, by the way. So fiber is only in plants. And every plant produces its own kind of fibers. We have so many different kinds of fibers, and they're like a magic. If you blend the fiber, anything can happen with the texture. Fibers are responsible for texture, and also in a plant grows, you know, it has to stand, it has to be stable, and that's what the fiber does. It keeps the plant in shape. The very short story of it. And the intestine, the fiber is important to cleanse everything, to feed the gut bacteria, very important for our immune system, and so kind of is very important, and it balances, moderates the intake of nutrients. Without fiber, nutrients go into the system immediately. That's not good. And with the fiber, it's healthy because it moderates. Slowly the nutrients go in as they are needed, and also the fiber has something also, it produces something also very vital for us. So there's a lot of story to the fiber, but I want to get into that detail now. That's too much, but just to give an idea about what fiber is and how what we learn about it changes over time. Mainly due to veganism, I guess, because vegan is a plant-based diet, and then we learn so much about plants, so much more. So here's my cherimoya without the peel and without the seeds, just the flesh. That's what it looks like. And it's very soft inside. You see a little bit of water inside, the juice here. And as I said, it takes a lot of work to get the seeds out. You can also just spoon the cherimoya and take the pits out of the mouth. That will be easier, and it's all worth it. If you find a cherimoya, try it. Take it home, wait until it's soft, and enjoy. It's so delicious. Yeah, really. So I put one cherimoya into my blender together with a banana and half a cup of cashews. 1.5 bananas or so, or a large banana or 2 small ones, and half a cup of cashews to get the texture a little bit creamier, thicker. Yeah. Cashews and bananas and a lemon and a date. Yeah. 1 lemon and 3 dates. Medium dates, small dates, medium dates, pitted of course. And this combination, I tried that before. You find on my YouTube channel, MD Vegan on YouTube, you find, when you punch in Cherimoya MD Vegan, you find a list of recipes where I used the cherimoya some time ago. As I said, they come only at times here to where I am in Berlin, in Germany. Now they are there again, and yeah, I make some new recipes immediately. I got some here to make it. So this is my cherimoya pudding when I blend it. Blender dance. Now, raw food is to me so interesting because what I did, so for example, what I did right now, yeah, I blend something just as is from nature without cooking anything, and then I get a texture I would usually only get when I cook something. You make a pudding and you cook some cereals, some water or so, some nuts, and you cook it and you get, or nut milk, you get a pudding when it cools down. But you can avoid that. You don't need to do that. You can just blend up some certain fruits you have to know, and then you get also a pudding texture. That's so interesting to me about raw food. To learn so much about the plants and how to use it in ways we never did before. I guess, but in South America, where the cherimoya comes from, I guess they have a lot of recipes with that. Make interesting things with cherimoyas, I heard. I will go there once, if I can, and have a look. But for now, well, I maybe need some water. It's a little bit thick, though pudding also can be thick. But I guess I have to blend it one more time because, I'll show you in a moment, because, but first I taste it if everything is according to my taste buds. Wow. Oh yeah. This sweet sour flavor from the cherimoya is really enhanced a little bit by the other ingredients. And here, I'll show you what it looks like. You see the texture. I will blend one more time as the cashew has to soak a little bit now. That is still happening right now as they're broken down. Same with the dates. They break down a little bit in the first blending and they soak fast, and now I blend a second time to make it the right texture. So no water is needed here. Blender dance. Yeah, it's a little bit more fancy recipe. 5 ingredients only for the pudding. Still, it's just 5 ingredients for one recipe. That could be a recipe on its own. I will combine it with another recipe I show you in a moment. Yeah, now it's okay. Again, I taste. Check the flavor and the texture. Nice. Heavenly. So I put that into my bowl, because I need the blender for the plum butter. So, I could show you now what happens when I pour it into my into my bowl so you can see what this cherimoya cream or cherimoya pudding looks like. See, this is the texture. It will thicken up a little bit because of the cashews. They will continue to soak. And as they are not soaked before, and then it will change the texture a little bit more. It will firm up a little bit, and then you are even a little bit closer to pudding texture. You can always put less bananas, more cashews. You can change the texture here according to the measurements. Yeah, I just gave you one example. This is a pretty soft texture, a soft pudding. And I will come back in a moment with a cleansed blender to do the plum butter. In a moment I'm back. This is the blender now. And just to show you what I did, a little bit of a trick here. I have a little glass now with the cherimoya cream that was in the blender, which I wanted to wash out. I just put a little bit of water in there, blend it, and then I put this into a glass. And you have a little delicious drink. And the rest, of course, I can wash, but then the main part is not in the trash, it's in here, and I can still enjoy. So that is something I want to show you. But now, let's go to the plum butter. Yeah? Plum butter is one of my favorites. There are, wow, huge stories about plum butter in Germany, especially South Germany, some countries. They cook plum butter, the plums, for days. You won't believe it. And they cook it until it's very firm, and a very firm cream. Latwersch, they call it. It's a German word. You don't get it here in America. But here, this is 2 cups of plums. You know, they're right in season. And I will just blend it instead of cooking it all the time. You know, because it's when you cook it, it gets reduced. Yeah, not so much water. They cook it to reduce it and to change the texture also. I can change the texture with a blender, and then the water stays inside. That's also good. And it tastes wonderful. You have this wonderful sweet sour flavor. Another sweet sour flavor that the cherimoya is one sweet sour characteristic flavor, and the plum is another one. So yeah, I love plums for many reasons. They're also super healthy. They're very famous in China and Asia. Plums are different kinds of plums than here. They are used at natural medicine, and here we know just plums are good for digestion, but they are really good. And always in autumn, I'm looking forward. So now I have here 2 cups of plums and half a lemon to make it a little bit more sour, to play a little bit with the sour flavor. And I balance the sour flavor with the date. So the lemon is balanced with the date, and I enhance a little bit the natural plum flavor. 2 dates with a half a lemon. And here are the seasonings that are classic for plums. This is a cinnamon, a teaspoon, and 2 cloves. You might not know cloves. They are medical, very famous medical seasoning. Clove. You put it into a powder. In a big blender here, I can just blend these cloves. They are dried. They are like blossoms, and they have a. They can, if you have a toothache, for example, they put a clove onto the tooth, and the pain goes away. So they have a very medical flavor too, and they are perfect for these plums. They are always at Christmas. They have a lot of these kind of spices, and put 2 cloves in. They're very strong. Don't need that much, and they give a nice twist to the plum. So cinnamon and cloves and a little bit of lemon, the dates to balance the lemon. That's all I put in here. Blend it for some time now, because plums, they have a thick peel in the skin and takes some time to blend it down, but we will see. So now, plum butter, blender dance. beautiful red color here from the plum. Isn't that gorgeous? You see, my plum butter. I call it plum butter, you know. Usually the plum butter is cooked and reduced, get a little bit more buttery. Call it what you like. I call it plum butter. And texture is here, I see, very nice, it's shiny. But of course, I'm excited now. I want to taste it. I want to see what the cinnamon does and the cloves. Let's see. Texture is nice. Ah, to die for. Wow, so good. Just a small amount of cloves. It's like taking a deep breath. It's a wonderful spice, really. Did you know that spices are the second healthy, and herbs, spices and herbs, are the second healthiest food medical science recognizes? They list the dark leafy greens is number one healthy. Nothing is more than that. And then spices and herbs. And the third is fruit. So we have very healthy food here with the fruit and the spices. So what I do now, very simple, I put my pudding into a glass here. Just spoon it into a glass. It firms up a little bit. Yeah. And that's completely up to you. If you want to make it firmer, I said just less bananas, more cashews. Yeah. And you get a little bit more firmness. But that is, to me, that is very nice. You see, I like a yogurt. It's a classic, you know. You have a plum butter and you swirl it under a yogurt. It's a classical dish. It's for a dessert or for a breakfast. Whatever you like, how hungry you are, how much you want. And here is the plum butter on top. You see it now? It's beautiful color on top. Ooh. I already like it. Beautiful colors. That's a classic. Yeah. Not with the cherimoya, of course, I don't know, but the plum butter itself is a classic. And they're beautiful. And I will do something else. I have now 2 ingredients, so 2 recipes. And the third one, the top is a take 3 recipe. That is my little trick to help me to be more creative. Because if I have a little problem, for example, now I have 2 ingredients. I think, oh, that's delicious, but I need 2. And the method asks for 2. But why do you do that? Because it's a little bit of a challenge. If I just do what I feel like, I trust wholly on completely on my intuition. I just do what I want to. I just do it. And that is a little bit, I'm a little bit taken aback by that, because I know my intuition is not always there. I'm not enlightened. Yeah, to put it simply, I'm not enlightened. I don't think so. You know, you see a real yoga master that is enlightened, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not there yet. You can read about it in the scriptures what enlightenment really is. You know exactly, as if from own experience, what's true. And you can't really control that. You can't really check it. If somebody says they're enlightened, you don't really know, is it true or not? That's the problem in the West. We don't believe in enlightenment so much because we can't control it. Yeah, it's what do you want to do? My teacher, someone said, we asked her, how do you know if there's a guru of enlightenment? How do you know? And she said, you know, it's wise to look at the money. You know, if somebody says, yeah, I'm enlightened, I make you enlightened too, but pay me $500, then you can be almost sure that is not enlightenment. You know, enlightenment is for free. You can't buy it. So that's one way to look at it. But anyway, so I'm a little bit taken aback to be just full of my intuition. So I have a little method here, a little crutch, you know, to help me over the board. And if I don't know what to do now with these 2 ingredients, 2 recipes, what is the third one? I have to make a little bit my mind work. I have to a little bit make an effort to find out something. I have to think about it, this and that. Could this go fitting? And I have to think about it a little bit. And that helps me to be more creative, to refine my natural creativity, let's say that way. And what I came up with here is pistachios. So I quickly looked up pistachios. Are there recipes with plums and pistachios? And yes, there are. I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. Let's try it. So I put my pistachio on top You see pistachios, wonderful nuts. On top of my plum butter, just as a crown. And I have then my third ingredient, my third part. And here, isn't that beautiful? And you know what? It tastes awesome. I tried one of the pistachios before, the plum, and the pistachio tastes a little bit dry, like a little bit dull. There's also a sharp flavor to it, but this 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 numb flavor a little bit. I don't know how to describe pistachio flavor. I don't know. I don't know, but it fits really nicely with the plum, with the sweet, sour, with this vibrant flavor of the plum. You see in the color. Pistachio has a green color inside, and it has a very interesting chemical and nutrient inside. It's called melatonin. Melatonin is an enzyme that works in our mind, in our brain, and helps us with the eyesight. It makes us see colors. It improves our vision, and for example, it's good for our sleep. We need to sleep, to have a good deep sleep. We need melatonin. The body produces the melatonin to make us sleep good, well. You know, that's important. It's very important, the melatonin, and also have longevity and many other things. So it's a key, what our body produces and needs very hardly so. And you know what? The pistachio, one single pistachio also already has all the melatonin we need for one day. Isn't that amazing? When I read that, I was really amazed. I thought, wow, that's what pistachios do. Yeah. So you don't need that much pistachios to have the full effect of the melatonin. And there is no other plant I have heard of so far that has melatonin in that amount. That's unique to pistachios. So all the plants, they have their uniqueness, and this is from the pistachio. And it tastes so nice together with the plum. So, I found something for myself today. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, subscribe at MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.